I've been vocal on my feelings about comedy sequels. Long story short, not a fan. But if there is a case to be made for comedy sequels, look no further than Christmas Vacation, which is by far and away the best comedy sequel ever made. Hell, it's the only vacation movie as of this writing to get a formal 4K release to make that sweet, sweet holiday money. The National Lampoon Vacation movies have always been comfort food to me. The first Vacation movie is not only one of my all-time favorite movies, but it's a movie I watch before I even think about writing comedy. It's one of those rare instances where the TV edit is just as good. Of course, the first Vacation movie is based on the short story Vacation 58 by John Hughes, wherein Clark Griswold is a hardcore piece of shit instead of the well-intentioned family man who slowly implodes. Vacation is one of those films where there is truly a laugh a minute. European Vacation had its moments, but wasn't as brilliant as the original. My main issue with European Vacation is how gaggy the film is, versus Vacation's humor dipped in reality. Even though it's the lowest rated on Rotten Tomatoes, Vegas Vacation has moments of pure comedic brilliance. I still laugh my ass off at the hot rock chicken bit, and Wallace Shawn practically getting off on Clark Griswold's pain. But you could tell that this was a heavily studio-interfered movie. You could tell this was supposed to be a PG-13 and was cut to PG. Vacation 2015 has none of these qualities. Chris Hemsworth and Charlie Day deserved a better Vacation movie because those two slot so beautifully into the Vacation universe. But why is Christmas Vacation such a great movie worthy of the Christmas canon? This is John Hughes at the height of his powers. This is the middle of his unofficial trilogy of holiday movies, with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and Home Alone rounding out the trilogy. All three of these films are instant comedy classics. Hughes understands the importance and frustration of family. Christmas Vacation is also based on the sequel to his National Lampoon short story, entitled Christmas 59, wherein that version wouldn't get made as an Asian kid is the butt of jokes throughout. Christmas Vacation was directed by Jeremiah Chechik, a man who started out as a fashion photographer, but then forayed into commercials and music video directing. It was none other than Stanley Goddamn Kubrick who first sang the praises of Chechik's Michelob beer commercials in a New York Times interview in 1987.
Michelob has done a series last year of kind of impressions of people just having a good time with the editing and the photography and just the visual stuff is, I think, is the most brilliant I've ever seen.
In fact, it was this series of commercials that had Neil Young write the scathing "This Note's for You," which emulates the sleek style Chechik applied to his Michelob commercials. The video itself featured Neil Young mocking actual celebrity endorsements from Whitney Houston selling Diet Coke to Michael Jackson selling Pepsi, right down to showing his version of Michael Jackson burning his hair. The video was banned from MTV because MTV did not want to lose advertisers. Joke's on them, this is actually a top-tier Neil Young song, and MTV became Ridiculousness TV. Christmas Vacation is Chechik's feature film debut, and he approached it as an original movie, in which he refused to watch the first two films to make it his own. That ended up being a great strategy, as you really don't have to watch the first two Vacation movies to understand what's going on. The film also has smaller stakes. They aren't traveling, but rather they are having the in-laws over for Christmas. And everything that can go wrong, will go wrong. Straight away, the film is already a laugh a minute, from the teenage kids refusing to sing Christmas carols to...
Hey kids, look, a deer!
To the original Final Destination 2 shot involving log transport that is somewhat suspenseful. Chechik balances this all well. Normally I hate laugh cue scores, but this is one of two instances where a laugh cue got me. That timpani hit as Clark realized he forgot his song, before ripping the tree out from the ground with the family truckster. 9 minutes in, we already have an instant comedy classic. Then there is Clark just roasting his boss's yes men.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Christmas Vacation's major conflict is Clark Griswold expecting a check so he can put an in-ground pool in. According to a New York Times article from 1989, in-ground pools could range from $9,000 to $25,000, not factoring in inflation. Clark is paying a pretty penny for his family's happiness. Which is why you cannot do this movie without Cousin Eddie. Sure, Randy Quaid is a QAnon-worshipping nutjob in real life, but you want to know something else? Randy Quaid is the beating heart of Christmas Vacation. Take Cousin Eddie and his family out of this film, and it's about a fucking boomer whining and moaning about how he can't put an in-ground pool in his nice, overly lit and decorated house in the suburbs of Chicago. The closest thing to a conflict he would have are the obnoxious yuppie neighbors Todd and Margot, whose only crime is being their next-door neighbors. When we learned that Cousin Eddie was forced to sell his house and live in an RV, we sympathize with him immediately. Even if he's dumping all of his shit in a sewer. At Walmart, he's putting a comical amount of dog food in Clark's cart, smashing light bulbs in the process. Clark may hate him, but Randy Quaid's Cousin Eddie provides a very pointed commentary about the haves and the have-nots, despite Quaid's batshit real-life views on politics later in life. Not everybody gets a Christmas. Not everybody gets to live in a big-ass home with a huge electric bill come January. Oh, and my other favorite laugh cue in the score is the tuba-driven polka of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that cues up the most iconic line of the film.
Merry Christmas! Dinner was full!
Chevy Chase could have had a second life as a character actor. If only he put his ego to the side. He could have been a Michael Keaton or a Bob Odenkirk level actor if he put his mind to it. He could have had a second wind worthy of Brendan Fraser. Now he's burnt every single bridge and has resorted to appearing in films such as Karate Dog. It's because of genuinely moving scenes in this film, such as Clark watching old family videos set to Ray Charles' incredibly underrated That Spirit of Christmas, that we root for him to have this family get together. He also learns of Cousin Eddie's plight through Eddie's daughter Ruby Sue, as he fantasized about both his happy family and the lingerie saleswoman in a proto-Baywatch bathing suit diving into his future in-ground pool to the tune of Bing Crosby's Melikalicamaka. And he consoles her, saying that Santa will come. These little moments are why John Hughes was unstoppable as a writer in the 80s. Chevy Chase knocks this dialogue out of the park as he learns that Eddie's children didn't get a Christmas the year before. Vacation has a bit of a running tradition of bringing in iconic comedic actors from yesteryear past the torch. It was Imogen Coca in Vacation, followed by Eric Idle in European Vacation, Sid Caesar in Vegas Vacation, and more recently, Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo themselves in Vacation 2015, passing the torch to Ed Helms. Christmas Vacation brings in Mae Questel as the dementia-riddled Aunt Bethany in her last role ever. Chances are you probably have heard her voice before. That's right. She is the voice behind Betty Boop, in addition to voicing Olive Oyl in the Popeye cartoon shorts. The year before Christmas Vacation was released, she reprised the role of Betty Boop in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. To have someone from the golden age of Hollywood go out with a bang as Aunt Bethany is a testament to her craft as an actress, because she steals every scene she's in. I still laugh my ass off when she sings the Star-Spangled Banner at the end, which causes the whole family to join in. Christmas Vacation also has pound for pound the best moment of Chevy Chase's cinematic career. That epic, marketable, and cathartic rant. I'm gonna pull a polyphonic here and break this scene down in real time. Yes, I know I will probably get a copyright claim, but it's fair fucking use. David Zaslav needs to get his shit together. Then we'll talk about how long I can use clips for the overwhelming praise I am giving to this classic Warner Brothers movie. In 2 minutes and 6 seconds, Chevy Chase perfectly nails the frustration of getting fucked over by your boss. Going back to when I said Chevy Chase can be a great actor when he wants to, you can see the emotion slowly drain from his face. Ellen thinks this is a good thing, as he is in shock and we see his mood change with a very Joker-like grin. His boss didn't give him his bonus, but rather a year-long subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club. Eddie tries to look at the bright side. Clark's getting free jelly while he loads up a cart full of cheap Walmart brand dog food. Ellen notices something is up and tries to talk him down from the ledge. His tree is burnt. His turkey was the equivalent of whatever the hell Marjorie Taylor Greene served this year. But most importantly, he got screwed out of his bonus. We've all been there. So when he goes on this epic fucking rant that rings just as true in 2022 as it did in 1989, it's catharsis in its purest form. The moment Clark swigs that eggnog, all bets are fucking off. Clark's rant is a beautiful cacophony of cursing, where every plosive is delivered with gusto, each swear succinctly put in its right place. Chevy Chase's perfect delivery of anger and frustration as everything that could go wrong did go wrong. The perfect allusion to Bing Crosby and Danny fucking Kaye. Each list word added to Frank Shirley, which all came from John Hughes' mind and was in no way improvised. And of course, Clark's rant ends up with that beautiful, iconic cherry on top.
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Christmas Vacation would prove to be a massive hit, debuting at number 2 at the box office, behind only Back to the Future Part 2. But the film would dethrone Back to the Future Part 2 and stay at the number 1 spot in its 3rd and 4th week of its theatrical run. Jeremiah Chechik would go on to direct Benny and June in 1993 and 1998's The Avengers, which features this very real scene of Sean Connery in a teddy bear costume.
Here in our London headquarters, now allied with our colleagues from Raleigh, together we will make history.
After The Avengers tanked his film directing career, Jeremiah Chechik would go on to become a respected TV director, having directed episodes of Gossip Girl, Burn Notice, and more recently, Reginald the Vampire on Sci-Fi. Christmas Vacation is a hilarious yet heartwarming film I watch every year. I can quote it verbatim. It's a film so good, I can even forget the bad ADR of
Later, dudes.
Or Frank Shirley not only forgiving the Griswold family, but giving Clark an additional 20% on his bonus for his kidnapping. In 2022, the entire Griswold family would have been shot dead on sight. There are only 2 5-star comedy sequels for me: Borat's subsequent movie film and Christmas Vacation. But I can't help that I'm forgetting something. Who is it? Candy Graham. Fucking Ian. I'm gonna need backup.